Greetings, I'm Pillar Next to Stanch Gladiator, today with more Pillar Los tabletop games. Today, I'm bringing you Hyperborea. There we go. A game for up to 6 players. In this game, you will play one of 6 factions that are aligned to one of 6 colors. There are 2 ways to play this game. One is functionally identical factions, where the only differences are the colors. Alternatively, there's playing with the differentiated factions. The mode for playing that one is goes by a name I would rather not say out loud. But anyway, you'll have like different abilities compared to others, and a chance to use one of these two to expand your abilities. But the functionally identical factions mode is fine as well. A map will be built based on the number of players, borderlands, and the center token. You will have a player board. You will set development markers, which will help you get more cubes into your bag. You will have a bag with 6 cubes, one of each color, that help you with determining your actions for a given round. And then you'll start with 3 miniatures. I believe they start here. No matter what happens, if you're ever reduced to like less than 3 miniatures, you get to restore to 3 at the start of your turn in your capital. Then, there you go. The hexagon capital city. Yep. Alright. And these ruins will start with tokens. 2 for the bronze and silver. And then gold ones, when they're revealed, will have 3 tokens. Ruins outside your homelands will get ghosts that you will have to fight in order to enter. And then, so everyone's set up. Okay, we'll start. There will also be these development cards. Development or civilization cards. Advanced technology cards. There'll be 2 of each deck at the start of the game, face up. So deck 1 is focused on exploration and warfare. So things like weapons mastery and armored mastodons. And deck 2 is focused on trade and growth. We've got colonization and huge cities and merchant guilds, for example. Deck 3 is focused on progress and science. So we've got giant libraries and infiltrators. And deck 4 is focused on conversion and renewal. So technical improvements and mysticism and havens. Some of these have infinity symbols on where the cubes go. That means it's a continuous effect, which means you can keep cubes on there effectively the entire game. Anyway, everyone will be set up, and you will take your first turn by first removing any fortress tokens that are out, restoring to 3 miniatures, a beginning of the turn effect, and then your mandatory actions. So at the start of the game, you'll have 3 cubes available that you already know about. And then at the end of your turn, you'll draw 3 new ones to have ready to plan your next turn. So what you can do with your cubes is assign them to one of the 2 rows of a given section, and then as soon as you complete it, you get to do that action. If you ever leave a row incomplete when you go to do a reset for your bag, then it'll get cleared off, as well as the completed. Since you know what cubes you have at the start of the game, you should be able to figure out, plan ahead what you're trying to accomplish. You'll notice a lot of the colors are kind of focused on certain things. So like green, red, and purple are focused on getting people, getting them moving, and fighting. While the orange, yellow, and blue are focused on getting you more cubes, gems for points, and advanced technology cards. And yeah, so moving. So for every one of those arrows you have that lets you move, you can move 1 space. And then in order to reveal those those areas that have been face down, what you're going to, as soon as you move to those that are face down, you immediately reveal them and place the tokens. So those get 2 silver each and a ghost. And I believe this one also gets a ghost, because it just does count as rounds. Ghost monsters. And then to attack, first you'll need to move into the given location, and then you'll use a sword icon to remove them. Ghosts you always collect, period. If you ever use a sword on an enemy figure, first you'll check to see if you already have it. If you don't, then you collect it. If you already have it, then you check to see if you have one of each one dead figure from each of your opponents. If you do, you get a point in the form of this gem. Either way, the miniature goes back to your opponent until I can make a new one. And then there's a little person with a triangle head pointed down, which lets you get more miniatures. There's little castle symbols, which are fortresses. They can protect you for 1 turn against someone who might attack you. They protect from 1 sword. And then on the other side of actions are the circles with the multicolors that show the curve. Every one of those lets you move 1 up. Now, if you have a disc at this 4 or 5 position, you can move it back to add a cube directly to your bag. If you have it on the very end, then you can move it all the way back to get 2 cubes. You want to try to have multiples of 3 in your bag as much as you can, because then when you get to like the very last few, you'll be prepared for it. The little yellow star symbol is a gem. Getting those gets you that, and that counts at the end of the game. The gray card symbol gets you an advanced technology card. When you get an advanced technology card, it's worth points at the end of the game. Does the gray cube go immediately into there? Right. So the gray cubes go into your bag during the next reset. The reset happens when you run out of cubes. It symbolizes the waste it takes to develop new things. Anything that calls for a cube of any color cannot take a gray cube. It very specifically has to show that a gray cube is required for its ability to work. There's a lot of stuff in the 4 deck that lets you use your gray cubes. That one was black market. And then once you've used all your cubes, you'll draw new ones. Player will take their turn. And then eventually you'll be out of cubes. Your bag will be completely empty, at which point all the cubes will go back into your bag. Take this opportunity to look at what you have and plan accordingly. Again, things with the infinity symbol can stay, but anything on an action or card, regardless of whether you complete it, it has to go. So, what is the ultimate goal of this game? You're trying to get the most points by... Oh, there's other things you can do on your turn. It's activate the places you're in. Note that your miniatures will be stuck there until you do the reset. So this gets me a gem. This lets me move a guy and increase my technological development. This lets me move or tech development. If you go into a space with a ruin token, you'll take that top token, and it has all sorts of abilities. Could end up in your possession. Like this one lets you draw 2 extra cubes. Which, if you know you have 2 cubes left in your bag, you might as well. Reminder that you're never allowed to look directly into your bag. You can feel how many cubes are left, but you're not allowed to know exactly what they are by looking. Hope your memory is sharp when you start getting a crap ton of cubes in there. And yeah, when you do the reset, all your dudes are expelled from other areas. Oh yeah, movement. So there's... see if I have all the different kinds of terrain up in here. There we go. Forests are hard to enter. It takes 2 movement to move one guy in. Swamps are hard to leave. It takes 2 movement to get out of it. Mountains are just hard. It takes 2 movement to get into it or out of it. And then deserts are just friendly terrain. And yeah. Eventually the whole map will be revealed. People will be spread out. And eventually there are 3 triggers for endgame. The first is getting 5 advanced technology cards. The second is getting 12 gems. Just little yellow things. The advanced technology gems don't count towards the total for triggering the end game that way, but they're still with points. And the last is getting out every last miniature you have. So all these get deployed. And then it depends on whether you're playing the short game, long game, or normal game. When 1, 2, or 3 of them have been just taken, then it will go into the end game, which will bring about the end after all other players get one final turn. So, where are the points coming from? Your final points are coming from every gem you have. Ghosts you kill. 1 ghost is 1 VP, 2 is 3, and 3 is 6. Every ghost after that is an extra 1. Enemy miniatures killed by a player. You get 1 VP per enemy miniature you killed. Civilization cubes. Every cube you have in between your bag and all that is worth a point, unless it's a gray cube. Those are worth 0. Objective tiles. So if you get out your last guy, and then all your opponents also get out their last guy too, everyone's technically scoring that one. But each one of these tiles is going to be worth 2 points at the end for achieving it. Advanced technologies, which are worth 1 or 2 points each, depending on what they are. There might be one that's not worth anything. I have to look for sure. Controlling territories. You control a territory if the majority of miniatures in that hexagon belongs to that player. So I don't control this one. Now I do. So, homeland hexagons are worth 1 each, so it doesn't really do you that much good to go into your opponent's lands. The borders are worth 2 each. The center's worth 4. And then the most victory points wins. If there's a tie, the player who controls the most hexagons in terms of number wins. If there's a tie, the player who owns the most cubes, not counting gray, wins. In case of further tie, the player who played last in turn order wins. So there's a definite tiebreaker that will end it. Alright, so that's Hyperborea. Why do I like this game? Because the little bag cube system is pretty cool. The more symbol focused approach to getting ideas across is also a plus for. I'm continuing to bear down on this point that I do want to go to Japan, and games where I don't have to worry too much about text are always a bonus. So there's that. It's not too hard of a game, and it's a reasonably paced experience. The fact that you end your turn by getting 3 new cubes, that way you have all of your opponent's turns to figure out what the hell you want to do. It's a helpful idea. There's no dice. There's not a whole lot of silly, stupid stuff. Thankfully, it's a somewhat straightforward game. The variability of the different map tiles and the ruin tokens and the technologies come up, it makes it very replayable. So I give it a good recommendation. Thank you very much for watching. It's the Propelling Nexus. We'll see you next time.